What is your worst show ever?
I think we covered that. So the word.
Okay.
I'll take it up a level.
Okay.
So that was the worst intro show. Worst show ever would be, I have two that come to mind. So one would be right after that competition. Also part of winning the competition was you got to MC for a week for a real show. So, and you had to hassle the owner. The owner was not into it, and I had to hassle and hassle and hassle and hassle. So finally he gave me my first week. It was in February, which was like almost a year after I'd done the show. Like I waited he made me wait forever. So my roommate and I were moving. I lived in Pittsburgh. It was the middle of a blizzard, and we're moving, blizzard, and this is my first week. And I have a real job, like a hard job that I have to do. And my first week doing a whole MC set. So I get up, I do the first night. The first night's just local guys. So it's Thursday night, so I know them all. I get up, I do okay. Ha 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 ha. So I get a ha ha ha, but I don't destroy. And I remember thinking like, okay, that was all right, but I could be much better than that. Like my nerves got the best of me that night. Okay, so I tweaked everything, I added things, I practiced more, and I really put my head into it. And so I get up and so this is Friday night. This is the first night with the professional comedians coming. And I get up and I do much better. Like the show is going much better. And then I'm wrapping up and I don't know the feature act's name. Like, so I was so focused on myself that I didn't know if it was a man or a woman. I didn't know. I had no idea. So I was like I'm feeling real proud. The next up. And it was like, I don't know who's next up. Like and then I just hear someone go, I'm coming. It was this woman who's from New York, and she's like, I just rode. And she said a lot of swear words. She's like, I just got on a bleep, bleep, bleep Amtrak train for 8 bleep, bleep hours to get to a bleep, bleep club where a bleep, bleep MC doesn't even know my bleeping name. And so, but her doing that got the crowd to really laugh. And that was sort of her voice anyway, as she was crotchety.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure I was going to be fired. This was the worst thing that could have happened. And I apologized profusely. She was like, don't worry about it. Like she didn't care at all. Not even sure the headliner noticed. And the owner, who again wasn't like the friendliest guy, wasn't there. So the owner wasn't there.
Nice.
And so, but I ratted myself. Like I kept waiting all day to get fired on Saturday. Like I kept waiting for them to call me and fire me. Because really the only thing you have to do as an MC is know the people's names. Like you don't have to be funny, but you have to bring up the comedians.
Right.
And so I was devastated. And I remember so I walked home that night in a snowstorm in the middle of a move. And I remember being like, and I couldn't cry, like no tears came. And I remember thinking, okay, that was probably your worst possible scenario that could have ever happened. And it doesn't make me cry. So nothing and it's not like I was a hard cry. You know, I cry like a normal person cries. So This horrible scenario happened and I couldn't shed a tear. So I was like, all right, so no matter what happens, it's never going to be that bad. So it gave me this confidence of like the worst possible scenario isn't that bad. But so I had called the owner the next day, like, hey, I don't know if I should come in or not. And then I got in and the owner was fine. The comics were fine. The staff was fine. Everybody was fine. And I pulled a waitress aside and I was like, what is going on? She's like, baby, we didn't tell on you. Like, so all the staff, like they all just kept it, like nobody told the owner what I had done. Like as just and that really, like it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Like they had my back. It was a horrible thing I did. And they just all kept it to themselves. And then everything from there went on. And that was my first week hosting ever anywhere.
Wow. And then that just haunts you, right? That just, you just sit there from then on, you're like, okay, what's your name? How do you say your name? Like,
oh no, I wrote it until I wrote in pen for years, until for years, like with my friend. Like, so I always wrote their names in pen. So if that would ever happen again on my arm, I could lift up my sleeve, and I never needed it, but I always had their name in ink on my body, physical body, so just in case it would happen again. Because, oh boy, that was tough.